Small action today, a greener world tomorrow. Many people believe that saving the environment requires massive effort, but the truth is, small actions add up to significant change. Simple everyday choices such as reducing plastic use, conserving water, and planting trees can collectively make a big difference in protecting biodiversity. Imagine if every household reduced plastic waste by just 50%, that would eliminate millions of tons of plastic pollution, preventing harm to marine life and ecosystem. If every community planted trees, global carbon dioxide level will decrease, slowing climate change and improving air quality. Even individual choices, such as eating sustainably sourced food or using public transportation, help reduce environmental damage. For men, businesses and individuals all have a role to play. When consumers demand sustainable products, companies are encouraged to adopt eco-friendly practices. When communities support conservation efforts, natural habitats are protected. Every small step we take today creates a ripple effect, leading to a healthier planet for the future. The power to save the environment is in our hands. The importance of biodiversity and symbiosis in our society, presented by Magturo Alteagency, BSN2F, from the University of Rizal System, Taytay Campus. List of contents, Introduction, the three levels of biodiversity, the five major components of biodiversity, types of symbiosis, biodiversity roles in society, threats to biodiversity. Introduction. Biodiversity is the foundation of all ecosystems, encompassing the variety of life on Earth. Symbiosis refers to the relationship between different species which help maintain balance with ecosystem. Biodiversity is often called the web of life because all living things, plants, animals, microorganisms, are connected. These connections create stable ecosystem that allows life to thrive. Through symbiosis, different species depend on one another for food protections or other needs, creating a network of interdependence. This relationship ensures the continuous survival of species and the proper functioning of ecosystem. Biodiversity is not only essential for ecological balance but also support human life through ecosystem services like pollination, food production, climate regulation, and even cultural and recreational benefits. What is the biodiversity? Biodiversity operates on the three distinct levels: genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecosystem diversity. Genetic diversity. This refers to the genetic differences within a species. A population with greater genetic diversity is more resilient to disease, environmental stress, and climate changes because it has a broader range of traits that might help the species adapt. For example, plants with different genetic characteristics may be more resistant to drought or pests. Species diversity. This level considers the number of different species in an ecosystem and their relative habitats. Species diversity is important because the more species there are, the more stable the ecosystem is. Each species plays a unique role. Some are predators, some are prey, others are decomposers, and many are vital for pollination. The loss of one species can have a ripple effect throughout the ecosystem. Ecosystem diversity refers to the variety of ecosystems present on Earth, such as forests, oceans, grassland, and wetlands. Each type of ecosystem is home to its own unique combination of species, all of which depend on each other and the specific condition of their environment. The diverse range of ecosystems help regulate the global climate, provides clean air and water, and maintains biodiversity across the planet. The five major components of biodiversity. First, species richness means this is simply the count of species to an area. Higher species richness generally result in a more stable and resilient ecosystem. In ecosystem with many species, the loss of one species is less likely to disrupt the system as other species can take over its role. Next, genetic variability. The genetic differences within a species allow individuals to adapt to changes in their environment. For example, in a population of animals, some individuals might have traits that make them more resistant to disease or better suited to surviving in a changing climate. Without genetic variability, species may become extinct when faced with the new challenges. Next, ecosystem functioning. Biodiversity plays a fundamental role in supporting the ecosystem services that humans rely on, from air purification to nutrient cycling and water filtration. These processes are powered by biodiversity. Without it, ecosystem would fail to function properly, making life on Earth unsustainable. Evolutionary processes. Over time, species evolve to adapt to their environments. This natural process contributes to the diversity of life we see today. Evolution results in species with specialized traits that help them survive in specific environments, leading to greater overall biodiversity. And last, interconnectedness. Every species, from the smallest insect to the largest predator, is connected to others in an intricate web of relationship. These interdependencies help maintain balance in ecosystem, which in turn support life on Earth. For example, plants provide food and shelter for herbivores, which in turn provide food for carnivores. Additionally, animals can assist with pollination and seed dispersal, contributing to plant growth. Types of symbiosis. Symbiosis can take several forms, each with different effect on organism involved. These include: first, we have mutualism. Both species benefit from the interaction resistance in the relationship between bees and flowers. Bees get nectar for food while flowers get pollinated, allowing them to reproduce. This is a win-win situation for both species. Next, commensalism. In this relationship, one species benefits while the other is neither helped nor harmed. For example, barnacles attaching to the shell of a turtle is commensalism. Barnacles get access to nutrient-rich waters while the turtle is not affected. And also, we have parasitism. One species benefit at the expense of the other. An example is the relationship between ticks and mammals. Ticks feed on the blood of mammals, which can cause harm, including disease transmission or weakened health. Lastly, neutralism. This refers to interaction where both species coexist without affecting each other. An example could be the presence of birds and rabbits living in the same environment but not interacting in any meaningful way. Next, we have biodiversity role in society. Biodiversity supports human health, economies, and environmental sustainability. Biodiversity is the foundation of human survival. It ensures that ecosystems function properly, which directly impact the quality of air, water, and food we consume. Additionally, biodiversity supports industries that generate income, including agriculture, forestry, and pharmaceuticals. The diverse genetic pool found in plants and animals is critical for developing medicine and food crops that can withstand disease or environmental stress. Furthermore, many people derive emotional and recreational benefit from nature, such as ecotourism and recreational activities in natural parks. Next, threats to biodiversity. The major threats to biodiversity include climate change. Climate change, global warming caused by human activity, is altering habitats and making survival more difficult for many species. Rising temperature and changing rainfall pattern can lead to the extinction of species that cannot adapt quickly enough. Next is habitat destruction. Deforestation, urbanization, and agriculture are rapidly destroying natural habitats. As forests and wetlands are cleared for human use, species lose their home, leading to population declines and extinction. Next is pollution. Pollution from industrial, agricultural, and urban activities has contaminated air, water, and soil. This not only harms the species living in these environments, but also leads to broader ecological damage. And lastly, overexploitation. Overfishing, poaching, and overhunting are depleting species faster than they can reproduce. When resources are harvested unsustainability, it can lead to the extinction of species, disrupting entire ecosystems. Biodiversity and symbiosis are vital to maintaining life on Earth. The preservation of biodiversity is essential for the sustainability of all life forms. Symbiosis and biodiversity allow ecosystems to remain resilient, adaptive, and self-sustaining. However, human activities are threatening biodiversity at an alarming rate, making it essential that we take immediate action to protect and conserve our natural world, whether it's through creating protected areas, adopting sustainable practices, or reducing our carbon footprint. Every individual and community can make a difference. By working together, we can safeguard biodiversity for generations to come. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the sound of birds chirping, the rustling of leaves in the wind, and the gentle waves kissing the shore. This is the world we live in, a masterpiece painted with life in every color, shape, and form. But what if, one day, all of this disappeared? Biodiversity is the heartbeat of our planet, the unseen force that keeps us everything alive, every tree, every insect, every drop of water is part of a delicate balance, an invisible thread that connects us all, and at the center of this web is symbiosis, the way life supports life. Even in the vastest cities, nature finds a way to thrive. Trees clean the air, bees pollinate our crops, and the oceans provide us with oxygen. But what happens when we break this balance? Biodiversity isn't just about the number of species, it's about survival. It is what gives us food, shelter, medicine, and the air we breathe. The more diverse our world, the stronger it is. But when we lose biodiversity, we lose the foundation of life itself. Did you know that over 80% of the food we eat comes from plants that depend on pollinators like bees and butterflies? Further, nearly 50% of modern medicines are derived from nature. Biodiversity is not just about saving animals, it's about saving ourselves. Nature has a secret, a powerful connection that allows life to flourish. This is symbiosis where different species depend on one another to survive. Symbiosis is everywhere. It's in the forest, where fungi help trees share nutrients. It's in the ocean, where coral reefs shelter fish. It's even in our bodies, where billions of tiny microbes help us digest food. Without symbiosis, life as we know it would collapse. But what happens when we disrupt these relationships? When we destroy habitats, pollute water, and cut down forests, we are tearing apart the invisible bonds that hold life together. Right now, we are at a turning point. Human activity is driving thousands of species toward extinction, but at an alarming rate. Forests are disappearing, oceans are suffocating, the air we breathe is changing, and with each loss, we move one step closer to an uncertain future. More than 1 million species are at risk. If they disappear, ecosystem will collapse. If ecosystems collapse, food chain will break. And if food chains break, we are next. This is not just an environmental issue. It's a human issue, a health crisis, an economic crisis, a survival crisis. But it's not too late. We still have a choice. We can be the generation that saves what's left, and it's all start with small action that lead to big change. Reduce waste, reuse what you can, support local farmers, protect pollinators, plant trees, and most importantly, spread awareness. We live in a lifetime where one voice can reach millions. Use yours because the more people know, the more people will care. And the more people care, the greater the chance we have to turn things around. Imagine a future where the skies are clear, the oceans are full of life, and every species thrives. That future is possible, but only if we act now. Nature has given us everything. Now, it's our turn to give back. The time to act is today. The future depends on what we do next. Will you be part of the change? The future is in our hand. We have the power to change the trajectory of our planet. We can choose to reverse the damage. We can protect our forests, clean our oceans, and safeguard the delicate balance that make life possible. The truth is, we are all connected to nature. We cannot thrive without it, and nature cannot thrive without us. We are not separate from the world around us. We are part of it. When we protect biodiversity, we are also protecting our own future. A future where our children can experience the same awe, wonder, and joy that we feel today. This is our opportunity. This is our moment to stand up for the earth, to be the generation that makes a real lasting difference. The choices we make today will determine the world we leave behind tomorrow. And together, we can create a future where all life thrives. This is the movement. It's happening now. Just like taking action to protect our today. You don't have to wait for change to come. You want to change. Each of us is a piece of this we can protect biodiversity. Together, we can heal the earth. Together, we can create a future where every life can flourish. This is our mission, our responsibility, our legacy. Here are some clips of biodiversity and symbiosis.